everybody. What's up, people? My name is Timmy Dakolo, and you're listening to Elegbete TV Radio. Stay tuned.
Elegbete TV Radio. Redefining broadcasting. Listen. You are listening to Elegbete TV Radio. Elegbete TV Radio. We dare to lead. This is radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV Radio, the pathfinder for radio.
Austin Iguain is on Instagram with us today. Let's get the show on the road. All right, good morning and welcome to the Spurs Buffet on Elegbete TV Radio. My name is Idafi Matthews. You're going to love to come in the Elegbete One Sports. My voice is not so good. I'm under the weather, a little bit of flu, cough, catarrh, everything in between, but the show must go on. The greatest showman says, no matter what happens, if you can breathe, then the show must go on. So we're going to keep the show on the road today. Like in 1997, when the first foreign manager ever, Ruud Gullit, won the English FA Cup, he was under 45 seconds when the Italian, first of the ball, went from Middlesbrough to the player, and then was intercepted by the shortest man on the field. Dennis Wise, the captain of Chelsea, who fed the Italian in his own half. He took the ball. The Middlesbrough player were all backing up, and then a fine shot from 45 meters all the way and volleyed the ball into the net. Stranded Middlesbrough goalkeeper was shocked. At the end of the day, it was 2-0. Ruud Gullit had set a new record, the first foreign manager to win the English FA Cup. But then fast forward to the era of Pep. The first player that Pep Guardiola signed was Ilkey Gundogan. Last season, when it seems like they were going to lose the title, not this season that just ended. Seems like on the final day they were going to lose the title. They were 2 goals down to Aston Villa. He came off the bench, and the commentator said, "Come at the man, come at the hour, come at the man," and he scored 2 goals to lead Manchester City to title winning. And it's always important to know that sometimes your important players don't score every day, but when they score, it matters a whole lot. And that's exactly what happened with Ilkey Gundogan again. 12 seconds on the clock, the fastest goal ever in the history of the English FA Cup, whether in the finals or any stage. He got the ball off, came off he started the kickoff, ran forward, the ball went into his own half, the goalkeeper played it forward, a little bit of a ding dong, and the ball fell on his path. It wasn't really the best of volley, but hey, when he rested on the net, nested on the net the way he did, then it was the best of volleys. And from then on, the penalty kick awarded by VAR to Manchester United, you thought that game was going to bring the fight out of the dog, but it wasn't a dog fight. It was a one-way traffic. The scoreline may have flattered to deceive everybody, but it was Manchester City and Pep Guardiola who are prepping for the treble this season to try and sit on the same table with Sir Alex Ferguson. Now that he's won 3 on the row, but then Sir Alex Ferguson did 3 on the row twice. Let's not forget that. For those of you who say that Pep Guardiola have turned the English League to the Farmers League, I think you're a little bit confused. Probably you're a Gen Z follower of English football. Sir Alex Ferguson had won it thrice on the row, 2 times. So it's not something that you would sit back here and say this is the reason why the English League is a Farmers League. I do not believe that the English League is the best league in the world, but somehow in this conversation, in this contest of turning the league into a Farmers League, I think that is one step too far. We've got to go on this journey together today. So if you are anywhere watching us on Instagram or watching us on YouTube, you know what to do. Bring in all your conversation and tell us what you think about all the things that go on. If you were the ones that followed the Super Six, where Eibar, at one point it felt like they were going to run over Remo Stars, but then it ended 2-2. Yeah, there was a whole lot in that game. There was drama, referee's mistake, assistant referee's mistake, but then it is human error. It happened. The most important thing is the Super Six has started. It ended 2-2 Eibar and Remo Stars. And just when you think that there's going to be fireworks again, Rivers United huffed and puffed, kicked and pushed and played against Sunshine Star. It ended 1-0 in favor of Rivers United. And then the final game ended 0-0 as Bendel Insurance, the draw specialist of the league, who had gone 18 games without losing, and now making it 19, which is the all-time record in Nigerian football history, Won on 19 games unbeaten, but there are more draws than victories in that run. But whatever you say about it, it is 19 games unbeaten for Medal Insurance. Lobby Stars also, there was no victor, no vanquish, as it ended goalless in that game. In the game called hashtag Darkness Football. Yes, not really all in the dark, but the guys who designed that and Onika Stadium or Mobalaji Johnson Arena did not really do a proper stress test on the lighting. The lighting needs to improve, it needs to change, something needs to happen to give it the real lift, the real litness that it needs, like the Philips Stadium in the Netherlands, and if it hosts a stadium that are designed with that type of lighting. If not, let's go back to the old pole lighting, flood lightings that we used to have in Nigeria. Even though we would have thought that we've grown past that right now, but if it's not working, it's not working. There is nothing that we can do. As my Yoruba brothers and sisters would say, Kolewek. Well, we're enjoying it, streaming it live on the YouTube channel of the MPFL TNFF, also on Super Sports 8. You can see there on Showmas everywhere. Your Go TV, the game is everywhere. You ask for it, then follow it. But if you're in Lagos and your chance, be at the Mobalaji Johnson Arena and follow the game as it goes. As I speak with you, I will be at the stadium. Yeah, when speaking to us yesterday, we went to his hotel and to find out what his thought on the Super Six is. This is what the coach, the longest serving coach in the world right now, Stanley Guma, the man who's seen it all, done it all. He's one of those that Jay-Z will say, I came, I saw, and I conquered. At the end of his career, he definitely will say that. Okay, so Guma, this is what he had to say.
It's a very good time for us to really know who is the better team that can represent the country. Because when you play together, when you play another man's school, there will be a little bit of there will be a little bit of favors. But now that it's an open place, it's a neutral time, everybody is coming to Sheffield State. And I would say that Rivers United, for now, yes, we have won our first game, but we're not relenting because we know that other games are coming. And because we are determined to retain the trophy, we cannot start celebrating now. It's not yet time for that. And I want to say that yes, this victory have really, spurred us, and they also motivated us, and also giving us that belief that yes, it's possible to achieve it. But we're not doing other teams. Other teams in the competition are also very strong. Even the team we beat yesterday, they were very strong. You saw the way Sunshine played very good football, and they were wrestling. They worked throughout to see that they get the advantage over us. Other things like Remo Stars, Enyimba, Lobby Stars, Insurance, you can see we have watched them. They're all good players, good teams that are also fit to win the championship. But I think that we are very, very determined to achieve that.
This is radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV Radio, the pathfinder for radio.
All right, that was the coach, the manager of Rivers United, Stanley Eguma Azonda, the man from Rumo Precom. If you come from Rivers State, you will know where Rumo Precom is. He's a native of Rumo Precom area in Obiakpo local government area in Rivers State. That's where he comes from. It's one of those success stories of Nigerian League. It's got everything you would ask for. When you're growing up, what are the dreams you have? You want to live a good life. You want to own your own property. You want to travel around the world and see for yourself. You want to be successful in your chosen career. And the man studied zoology in the University of Port Harcourt. You're asking me how I know that? I forgot that I'm a Port Harcourt boy myself. I'm a Warri Port Harcourt boy, Nigerian, a global citizen, and I know the things that I choose to know. Anything that I focus on, that I put my interest in, I get to know them. So I'm that kind of guy who know the things that I choose to know. I don't know about you, but if you choose to be in a certain field, the goal for everybody is to be the very best at it. And I think that's something uh, that's something that we should all put our minds on. Okay, people are asking me about the funny thing, asking me about the Nigeria Korea game, and I'm wondering, like, where were you? Okay, say when when is the next game of the under 20 and with which team? Right, guy, that game was been played and it's over. Nigeria was beaten 1 goal to nothing. So I'm wondering, like, where Baba J 619, where were you when this game was played? Because as far as I'm concerned, game is long gone. Nigeria is out of the 20 World Cup. So asking me that question just got me, why it got me laughing? Like, how do I put it? You know how everybody say, oh, Nigerians, we like to watch football, blah, 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 blah. But that's not the truth. That's not the truth. Not really the truth. Okay? We don't really follow football that much. Okay? We pretend like we do, but at the end of the day, we don't. So I don't know how to explain that to you, but in my former place of work, we call it story gone by. Yeah. It falls under story gone by when they say when you see what happened in the under 20 World Cup. That's yesterday's story. It's not today's story. It happened and Nigeria was beaten 1 goal to nothing. So it's a bad one. Like, the result wasn't pleasing to see, but hey, when you concede a goal in the 95th minute, it's really, really sad. But hey, it's one of those things that happen that you can't say anything. You play 0-0 full time, and then in the 95th minute, you consider a goal. There's nothing you can do about it. You did your best, but your best just wasn't good enough. So for those of you who are still trying to find out what happened with our under 20 team, or when are they going to play, be rest assured. The rest assured, the match has been played, and Nigeria lost 1-0 to the South Korean side. But having said that, let's get back to the conversation that we have. Like I said before, Rivers United beat Sunshine Stars 1 goal to nothing. You heard the voice of the manager of Rivers United a few moments ago. The great one, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, have retired at the ripe age of 41. He said that before, he promised. At the age of 30, 32, he promised that he was going to play up till he's 40, and then he would decide. His body is no longer willing to go. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is very, very weak. Very, very weak and feeble. But then, respect to him, he's done well. That is a good one for him, and I give him a whole lot of credit for what he did, scoring over 500 goals in his illustrious career. One of the best to ever play the game of football. Yes, you can argue they win the Champions League, they win this or that. That is your business. Like we say, everybody have a way of seeing the glass. For some, it is half full, and for others, it is half empty. It depends on how you're looking at the glass, but we would always look at the glass differently. And if you look at Zlatan Ibrahimovic, there are people who will tell you, oh, his career was not good one. Everywhere he left, they ended up winning the Champions League. He left Barcelona, they won the Champions League. He left Inter Milan, they won the Champions League. Well, a footballer's career is not really judged only by the Champions League trophies that have won. What about leaving AC Milan for 10 years? They didn't win anything. He came back again 10 years after leaving, and then they won the league title. That's also something beautiful. Leading in the team. Yeah, people will say, oh, the national team, he wasn't really the best of the best. But hey, who cares about that one when you say Zlatan is the guy who gave us a whole lot of fantastic movement, kung fu goals, bicycle kick from outside of the 18-yard box, a whole lot that he gave to us, the beautiful world of football that we can never ignore or forget. Yes, big shout out to him as well. Well, Karim Benzema have decided, I want to go take all the money in Saudi Arabia, and now Real Madrid are in that tunnel where they need a replacement for him. And the replacement is not just the focus on Kylian Mbappe, as I had thought. They say they want 100 million. They want to put 100 million on the table to test the waters with that same Tottenham Hotspur, who are looking to employ Celtic manager, the coach that just won the league in Scotland. Remember, this is how Steven Gerrard won the league in Scotland. Also took a team to the finals of the UEFA Europa Cup or the conference, UEFA Europa Cup, and lost to Eintracht Frankfurt in the finals. But at the end of the day, came to Aston Villa and almost relegated them until the guys at the boardroom, the guys at the top decided, no, we have to save the ship. And they took the drastic decision that put them in the beautiful place where they are right now. And they decided to bring in Mr. Good Ibadi, Unai Emery, and Unai Emery saved the day for them. Can Ange Postecoglou, or whatever his name is, save the day for that club called Tottenham Hotspur? And then Harry Kane, should he go to Madrid or should he wait? Because he said that the club he wants to play for is Manchester United. Looking at this Manchester United with their goalkeeper, even though he's got the most clean sheet this season, being as poor as he is, I'm talking about David De Gea, is that the guy that the club that Harry Kane should be looking at going to, or he should go to Madrid, who are looking to resurrect a poor season and come back strong like they've always done in the past? There's a chance for him to end his career winning Champions League, winning the Spanish La Liga, winning the Spanish Copa del Rey, and a whole lot of titles that he has failed to win with the many goals that he scored so far for Spurs. He's the all-time record goal scorer for Spurs. Where do you think he should go? And do you think Ange Postecoglou is the guy that Spurs should be looking at to resurrect them? Well, looking at Pep Guardiola and his Man City side, it is almost done and dusted, but then we'll wait for the weekend to decide whether he's going to win the treble and sit on the same table with the elite managers in the Premier League. Right? Well, this is not going to be the first time Pep Guardiola is winning the treble, if he does win it anyway. But he's done it before, and people say, oh no, he's done that in Spain, and he did it with Lionel Messi. Can he do it with Man City? We're looking if that is going to happen. Again, the mere fact that Ilkey Gundogan has scored those 2 goals in the FA Cup finals does make the job of Victor Osimhen look a little bit easy, as Mahrez is not getting playing time. It does look like Victor Osimhen is eventually going to win the African Footballer of the Year. There's still a lot of games, a lot of time, a lot of months to go before that one is done. But let's keep our fingers crossed and see. I really sincerely and hope that he wins that one. Well, again, talking about the Super Six, if you're not too busy, if you're not, your schedules are not too busy, please find your way to the Mobolaji Johnson Arena, formerly known as Onikon Stadium, and be at the stadium to watch and follow the games as they go down in the Onikon Stadium. Please give me a minute. Let me start out a few things and then I'll be back. Right, sorry about that. I needed to clear up my nursery. It was feeling like I was suffocating. Thank you very much, guys, for being patient with me. Let's go back to the conversation. If you're not too busy, like I said before, today from 2 p.m., yes, the games will go down. Matches lined up to go down today in the Super Six. You can be at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena, formerly known as Onikon Stadium, to have fun, meet and greet with people, cheer up the teams that you support, be part of the MPFL Super Six. Be on Twitter and talk about your own experience. It is very, very important. That will grow it. When you look at the Wembley Stadium for the FA Cup, 60,000 plus cramming into that arena, you could tell yourself that you wish that happens in Nigeria, anywhere football is played. Like I always said, I told the guys that are organizing the competition that if I have my way, I will not bring football to Lagos. I don't know why you guys are bringing it to Lagos. First of all, there is no MPFL club in Lagos. It doesn't make sense to bring the Super Six to Lagos. Yes, I agree that the media is in Lagos, but hey, the media in Lagos does not like Nigerian League. Let's not deceive ourselves. So why not take it to a state that have? I would rather take it to Kano. Unfortunately, they don't have a good field for now. I'd rather take it to another state where there is football activity. A state that have also hosted MPFL games this season, but does not have any of the 16 in the competition. Maybe Uyo and go and play this game rather than bringing them to Lagos. But hey, they know why they brought it to Lagos. I don't think that Lagos really have football tradition. I keep saying this, and somebody sent me this message. Let me read it. I put it somewhere. I pinned it up somewhere. Okay. Hello, Idafe. What do you? Okay. Hello, Idafe. What do you have to say about the Lagos State Governor jumping around Bukayo Saka never seen them jumping around our local league players like this, or even a Victor Osimhen or Asisa Oshoala that have won 2 women's CAF, it's not CAF, UEFA Champions League titles and scoring plenty of goals. Why is it that when they become Nigerians that are born abroad, they always jump around them? What is it with our leaders? I don't know. That's the answer that I can completely give to you. His name is Joel. Okay, I don't know why. Okay, I don't have anything against Bukayo Saka. Somebody actually sent me a message and said, "Are you not going to go interview Bukayo Saka's internal?" I said, I don't have interest in that. And he was like, "Why?" I said, "First off, I don't see the need. I don't have anything against Bukayo Saka, but I don't see the need, especially if you." I kind of like ask myself, what is that he's doing? It's good, okay? He's doing a charity project in Nigeria. It's a good thing. But I think that the way our politicians jump around them somehow, I worry about it. So when the AFTV guys came to Nigeria, the governor of Lagos rushed to see him. I think that Sanwo-Olu should be told that some of the things that he does give him bad PR instead of good PR. Hosting Bukayo Saka is not a bad idea. I wouldn't say it's a bad idea. But I think I also want to see him hosting Nigerian players that are actively playing for Nigeria. And then it will make sense, like, okay, it's a normal thing that he does, okay? But with this one, I think it doesn't really go well in my own opinion. But my opinion is my opinion. It doesn't make it the ultimate opinion for everybody. It doesn't mean that that's the standard way everything should be done. That's just the way I see it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I have the final say on this one, but if you ask me, would I do it? I wouldn't do it. Okay, I wouldn't be, if I was the governor, I would do it. But hey, it's in your state, and you would want to be a good host. But I think that I want to see also rolling around players, local players, and getting this type of photo up. Okay, Rajesh says he jump around Osimhen and Oshala. No, I don't see this type of media hype that will say it in State House. Come on, this is State House, for crying out loud sake. How many times have we seen Osimhen in State House sitting with the governor and doing the photo up? I've not seen it. If you see this, send me the pictures. Tag me on the pictures. Or with Assistant Oshala. It's a different one. Say Oshala went to go and give him jersey. That's a different conversation, okay? I'm just saying this type. I've seen people who are just YouTuber come to Nigeria and the governor is jumping around. I don't think it makes sense. It's my opinion. Do you do that with people who are YouTuber in your country? No. Do you do that with footballers who are locally in your country? One of the best football players to come out of Lagos currently that should be jumped around is Abu Aziz. When has the governor invited Abu Aziz to come to State House and have a sit down? Abu Aziz is, for me, one that Lagos should be proud of. I'm not saying because it's my friend, but I mean, his record in the beach soccer is incredible. I don't think there's anybody out of Africa who have his record, okay, in beach soccer, or the kind of recognitions you get outside of the country. I'm not saying the governor with him. So it's a different topic. Joel, I'm not going to dwell on this that much, but I think that if I was in the position of the governor, I might send my commissioner, someone, but definitely not make the State House look so cheap and so easy. I mean, this is Bukayo Saka. So what? Not what anything, not a successful football player that everybody wants to jump around. Come on, he plays for Arsenal, a club that never wins anything. So what are we really jumping around him for? I'm an Arsenal fan, so don't make it look like I'm shitting on Arsenal here, but I'm just trying to find the motive and the rationale behind it. He's still a small kid. If he's retiring, I can understand that he's had a very, very good, illustrious career. This guy's just starting. Probably if Zlatan comes to Nigeria, we'll shut down the whole country. If David Beckham comes to Nigeria, we'll send Nigeria to India or China or something. I don't know. We'll give him the seat of the presidency and make him sit down and become the president for 1 month before he goes back. I don't know, but hey, it's our way. I remember, it was this in this same country that a certain Wesley Snipes came to Nigeria, and the former FCT minister, that short guy was his name, became governor of Kaduna State. What's his name? The former FCT minister that became Kaduna State governor, El-Rufai, gave him honorary citizen of Nigeria and gave him Nigerian passport. And I'm still wondering what's the rationale behind it is. But that's not the conversation we're having right now. Let's look at some of the headline What do you guys have to say? The two goals that Ilkey Gundogan scored yesterday, which one was the better hit? The first one or the second one? The first one, good volley, went into the net. Second one was like I don't know if you see the movie Odyssey. It was like Odyssey trading the ball through the eyes of those anchor and hitting the bull's eyes. It was magical as far as I'm concerned. But I don't know if you like the second one better or the first one. Tell me which one you like better in those two goals that is scored in that game. And I think that people who are quick to find errors in officiating in the Super Six, that tackle by Casemiro on say Akanji, Manuel Akanji, but the free kick was awarded against Manchester City. If that happened in Nigeria, you guys will have a different opinion. Match fixing, blah blah blah. But that was crazy. Yeah, he went in there, stopped on his ankle. If you didn't watch the replay on first take as a referee did, because in that kind of decision, VAR doesn't come to play, you would just say, okay, the referee was right. But then when you watch the replay, you're like, okay, this is Casemiro play acting and almost destroying somebody's ankle. But then again, he got a free kick in his own favor. Sometimes you just wonder how these things work. Well, let's look at some of the headlines that fascinates me through today. Okay, on Daily Mail, I saw something that was nice. The headline was City beat United to win the FA Cup. But the writer says, when FA Cup final hero Ilkey Gundogan speaks, people listen, and there is deep respect for their captain among Man City squad. Is the embodiment of Pep simple football and regularly saves his very best for when it really matters. I like that so much. Okay, Spurs agenda. Did Man United owner Evan Glazer sit next to Silas Ferguson as a PR stunt? Plus, Sky Sport Punch, Chris Sutton, and the Wrexham's Hollywood owners target back-to-back promotion. Okay, for those of you who follow Wrexham, okay, it's a good one for you. Karim Benzema scores a penalty before receiving a rapturous standing ovation when subbed off during the emotional final outing for Real Madrid, but Athletic Bilbao hold them to a 1-1 draw at the Bernabeu. Who cares? Season is over. Anything you do it for yourself right now. As far as football is concerned, this is pre-season. Okay, it was a surprise. Carlo Ancelotti reveals he was taken aback by Karim Benzema's decision to leave Real Madrid this summer, and he says the club has begun a transition as they hunt for a new striker. Marcus Rashford wants to stay at Manchester United for many more years, with forward on the verge of penning a new deal that will be the biggest of his career. Where else can he go to? Former Tottenham star Toby Alderweireld scores a stunning 94th minute equalizer to deliver his hometown club Royal Antwerp their first league title in 66 years, capping off a chaotic 5-minute spell that saw the title change hands 3 times. 3 times in 5 minutes. But at the end of the day, it was Royal Antwerp that won it. This team have not won the title since before every or almost every one of us listening or watching the show this morning was born. That's right. Ex-Chelsea striker Tammy Abraham suffers nasty ACL injury after landing awkwardly during Roma's last match of the season and could be out until December or even more. And he was seen going off the field crying. Jose Mourinho he could be staying at Roma this summer as far as asking about his future following his side's final Serie A game of the season. But let's not forget that there was still this talk hanging in the air that it could be the next Paris Saint-Germain coach. Okay, Roma still won 2 Spezia 1. Paulo Dybala scores from the spot to seal a Europa League berth for the home side in a dramatic game at the Stadio Olimpico as Jose Mourinho watches Serie A finale from the stand amid touchline ban. Victor Osimhen is the first African to win the league and become the highest goal scorer at the same year in Serie A. Somebody put some hands together. Igbo people will say, Kodaka, put some hands together for the brother, man. This guy, I've always believed he would do all this, but I didn't expect it to happen this way. I am super impressed. Okay, let's talk about what Fred is saying. I still don't know. I want to be important. Full-up target. Fred admit that he isn't sure if his future lies with Manchester United, as the midfielder says he will talk with Erik Ten Hag before decision is made. This guy took man marking to another level in the FA Cup finals, marking Bernardo Silva, marking Kevin De Bruyne in a crazy way. He would have wished that he marked Ilkey Gundogan, but Ilkey Gundogan seemed to find a way to appear in places where nobody is tracking. And that's how he scored those 2 goals. Okay, let's move on in the matter. The emotive tale of West Ham forgotten European hero Alan Sealy, the 2-goal star from 1965, should be remembered as David Moyes led his team into Europa Conference final against Fiorentina. Who's rooting on West Ham winning that one? Fiorentina fans wants to win it. West Ham wants to win it. Arsenal fans are praying for West Ham to win it so that they'll be happy to sell Declan Rice for them. Well, I don't know how it's going to go, but let's see. And we push further to say how Ange Postecoglou went from fleeing Greece in a boat to being on the verge of coaching Tottenham. Everything you need to know about the Aussies football juniors being chased by Premier League giant. That's on Daily Mail. You can go read it and see the story there. Lionel Messi pays tribute to a beautiful person. He said Neymar is a beautiful person. Neymar, after their 2 years together at Paris Saint-Germain, comes to an end with the Argentine star being booed by fans during his last appearance on Paris Saint-Germain. Who cares? Max Verstappen, yes, the guy who's driving like he's possessed with good demons. Okay, and then good demons, I don't know, makes it 3 in a row as he takes the checkered flag at the Spanish Grand Prix with Mercedes pair Lewis Hamilton and George Russell completing podium in 2nd and 3rd. Finally, Mercedes doesn't make podium. And God, oh. Hey, Man City captain Ilkey Gundogan finally gets his FA Cup winners medal. So what happened in that story was the fact that they gave everybody medal they didn't give. They said, and the medal don't finish. You know, Richard, Jesus Christ. I have one FA Cup medal here. I've won Boran before. But then they find a way to look for it and they gave him his own. Zlatan Ibrahimovic retired from football with immediate effect, with the 41-year-old Swedish legend scrapping plans to play on, as he says, a tearful goodbye to the AC Milan fans on the final day of the season. What a way to go. What a way to go. Real Madrid's £100 million bid for Harry Kane. Spanish giant rivals Manchester United for the England captain as they look to replace Karim Benzema, and an 11's reluctance to sell to Premier League rival could work in their favor. Okay, Chelsea's pull out of race to sign Sporting midfielder Manuel Ugarte, with PSG now the front runners to bring the Uruguayan international after admitting the Blues. Okay, you used to hijack, now they're hijacking the hijacker. Okay, but the cyclist killed after head-on clash with athletes on a bike during Ironman triathlon event in Hamburg, as one competitor described Marie's organization as a complete fiasco. But you were there. It was a fiasco. I'm sure you should have pulled that from the beginning. Okay. Erik Ten Hag have a very big headache on his head. And this is the biggest story on the front page of the Daily Mail today. It says David De Gea could lose his #1 spot after his cup final clanger at Man United. No paying Harry Maguire, 10 million to leave has to be an option. Up to 12 players could also go. Now let's look at some of the transfer rumors that we are hearing or reading about today, Monday, in the transfer discount put together by the BBC. All right, let's see how it goes. Manchester City hope their bid to win the treble will persuade Norway striker Erling Haaland, 22, to sign a longer contract and further of interest for Real Madrid and every other club like Paris Saint-Germain as well. Real Madrid have made contact with Tottenham about signing England striker Harry Kane, 29, as a replacement for Karim Benzema. Real Madrid will bid £100 million for Harry Kane. Manchester United will make a £50 million offer for Chelsea's England midfielder Benzema, 24, and push Tottenham to sell Kane, although they're thinking signing the England captain is unlikely. Manchester United forward Marcus Rashford, 25, plans to stay despite interest for Paris Saint-Germain. Real Madrid are in the way to agree a mega deal for Chelsea's 23-year-old German forward Kai Havertz. What is Kai Havertz going to do at Real Madrid? Well, it does have a little bit of Raul in him, a little bit, maybe 10%. But maybe Real Madrid, if he goes to Real Madrid will plug in the remaining 90%, like the Transformer movie. It will meet his October and it will come full. It will go from a B2 to a proper Bumblebee, a Camaro. Then let's hope so. Okay, Real Madrid former French striker Karim Benzema, and I don't know the put for my just national. Karim Benzema, 35, is expected to join Saudi Arabia champion Al Ittihad in a 2-year contract. Cristiano Ronaldo with that legal. Inter Milan's offer to sign Argentine forward. Inter Miami's offer to sign Argentine forward Lionel Messi when he leaves Paris Saint-Germain this summer. He closed deals with Apple and Adidas, but is worth less financially than his other offer from Saudi Arabia. Okay, let's see. Paris Saint-Germain. Sometimes you can take less and get more. David Beckham took a salary cut to play for LA Galaxy, but today he's benefiting from that. Depends on the clauses that you put on your contract. Paris Saint-Germain have made former Bayern Munich's boss Julian Nagelsmann their top target to replace Christophe Galtier with the ex-Arsenal and French striker Thierry Henry as his assistant. Woo! I didn't see that coming. Tottenham and Brentford goalkeeper David Raya, 27, to replace 36-year-old former France international Hugo Lloris, who is set to leave this summer. Yes, Chelsea are expected to complete the signing of Sporting Lisbon's 22-year-old Uruguayan striker Manuel Ugarte, who has a 52 million release clause on his contract. But then you heard earlier on that Paris Saint-Germain are leading the charge, and Chelsea are willing to walk away from that. Chelsea move ahead Paris Saint-Germain in the race to sign Ugarte with a proposal to buy minority stake in Sporting as part of the deal. Wow, that's another change in the conversation. So let's see how that goes. Crystal Palace have offered Wilfred Zaha 30 a new contract worth £150,000 a week. Less than Qatari side outside have offered the Ivory Coast forward whose deal ends this month. Manchester United, I think for me, I would have asked Crystal Palace to let him go, but hey, it is what it is. Everybody goes for what they like, so I'm not going to force them. I think it's time for Zaha to leave, and then the club should also channel a new course in their life. Manchester United have made a move for rivals Barcelona for the signing of Moroccan midfielder Sofiane Amrabat, 26, from Fiorentina. Let's hope that that deal goes through and the player decide where he wants to go. Brighton 21-year-old Ecuadorian midfielder Moises Caicedo has agreed personal terms with Arsenal, although Chelsea are willing to pay a higher transfer fee. Jesus Christ. What is wrong with Chelsea? What is their problem? Arsenal will make a bid for West Ham England midfielder Declan Rice 24 after Wednesday Europa Conference League final, but Bayern Munich are also interested, according to Fabrizio Romano. Everton are keen to sign Netherlands striker August 30 when he returns to Berlin from his loan at Manchester United. Manchester United midfielder Fred 30 could leave this summer without knowing where he wants to go, whether he wants to stay, as they've not given him reason to believe that he can stay and play constantly. That's according to goal.com. West Ham and Burnley are interested in Strasbourg 27-year-old Senegalese striker Habib Diallo, according to the Mail. Chelsea would demand 20 million for 21-year-old Dutch defender and Matthijssen this summer, with Burnley interested in a permanent deal after he helped them win the championship title while on loan this season. Rangers are clear to sign former England goalkeeper Jack Butland 30. Just like Butland reached 30 years. Wow, that's my boy that year. After Crystal Palace passed on the chance to extend his contract following his loan stint at Manchester United. Okay. Former Leeds manager Jesse March is on the short list to become Monaco coach after the sack Philip Clemente, according to Nicola Schira. Italy manager Roberto Mancini is one of the candidates to take charge of the Italian champions Napoli as their coach. Luciano Spalletti is going on sabbatical. What a way to go! The voice of Murphy Ejemba, radio's generator, radio's transformer, Jabobo of all broadcast stations. Yes, let's look at what you guys have got to say. Where do I start from? I like to start always from Instagram. Yes, and on Instagram, a lot of people. So I think I made a mistake earlier on by saying that Steven Gerrard led Rangers to the finals of the Europa Cup. I think it was the other guy, the Dutch guy. I forgot his name now. Remember as we go on the show. Yes, 69 Lima says a good morning. Eima game was good, though the penalty was a wrong call. The Remo free kick was special. I agree with you on that one. Bros, when is the next game of the under 20 with which team? Oh, sorry, you came late. It happened yesterday. Yes, Rajesh is in the Victor Osimhen victory in Napoli. How great is should stay or go? Rajesh, please speak English. I don't understand what you typed there. Mr. Demosho said Gerard didn't get to the Europa final. It was Giovanni. Yeah, that's the guy I was trying to remember. Thank you very much. Let the local league become popular big brands. Okay, so that's what the governor of Lagos State is waiting for, right? If he throws his weight behind the league now and they become popular, would it not be good for his brand, for his name? So he's waiting for successful brands before they can hug them. I don't know. Bunch of lazy excuses that we give. Visibility is what the governor is jumping at. I get your point, sir. Don't bring the standard low. Okay. Okay, this says Erify. Yes, I was trying to remember that name. Baba J on the 21. He say it's the first goal for me. Okay, for the first goal, well, that's fine. Hey, Jose, the Galo, you're here. How you doing? Mr. Sugar, I see you too. Rajazi, should Osimhen stay or go after this victory with up? It should go, but the going have to be dependent on what club is going to, who's the coach there. You should have a conversation with the coach. I know that he's going to play regularly, at least for a start, until his form determine whether he should stay playing or sit on the bench. But I think he should go because the club is being like torn apart right now. It's like they just brought these guys together to win the title. History tells me Napoli will go on for a very long time again before winning another league title. So what is he staying for? They're not going to make top four this season. Even if all of them stay, even if Spalletti stays, they're not going to make the top four. What is he staying for? He should go somewhere else where he can play constant European Champions League football. Let's go to YouTube and see what the guys are saying there. If you still have anything to say on your Instagram, drop a comment. I'll read it definitely. The Lara just say loading and Odino Rebeleko say good morning to you. Chai. Osimhen need upgrade with PRO. He named suppose they rig the confused Madrid like this on who to go for between him and Kane. I don't think you need a PRO for that one. I think it's not enough for Madrid scouts and everybody there to see it. If they are not saying it, then it's their own loss, do I say. But it's looking Kane all the way. Maybe there's something about Kane. Kane is a lot more established than Osimhen, let's be very honest. The only advantage that Osimhen have over Kane is that Kane is young. I think what Madrid are doing is they're looking for a short-term solution before they pass on either Haaland or Mbappe. So maybe they're thinking, you know what? Mbappe comes with too much liability, right? He's that kind of player that might cause you a problem. Haaland on the other is a quiet guy that you can mold into whatever you want him to be. They know they can't sign him this season, this window. They would want to wait for next window or the window after and sign him. The form that Man City are in right now, they've won the double already. They're on the match to winning the treble this weekend. It's going to be hard for you to say you want to sign a player from them unless the player really wants to leave. And, being just a player that just came in this season, it's going to be hard. So they're looking at the guys in Madrid too. They're business people, they're smart people. They're looking at the options. You know what? If we got Harry Kane is 29, it's going to be 30. By the end of next season, he'll be chasing 31. We could not say, okay, let's go for Haaland or any other person. Mbappe doesn't look like the kind of guy. Yes, he's a good goal scorer, but he might come in and cause a lot of unrest. He wants to run on that right channel, but you already have Vinicius Jr. there. And you remember that caused trouble at the beginning of the season between him and Neymar. You don't want to come and create this kind of problem again. He's not a central channel guy. He's a Thierry Henry kind of striker, and you have a faithful servant that is already there. And then again, there's a whole lot on this side. You can't have an all-black strike force for Madrid with the whole racism team in Spain. So maybe they're finding a way to balance the conversation and see how it goes. I don't know, but I don't think Madrid want to look at Osimhen right now. But nothing is impossible. Anything can happen as we go. But this is just my thought. This is off the cuff of my head, looking at all the situation. And I'm saying to myself, maybe that's the reason why they're not looking at Osimhen. Not necessarily because he doesn't have a good PRO. I don't think it's a PRO team. I just think it's a footballing decision team that involved the fact that, okay, Osimhen is not the guy we need at this time of the season. Maybe, I don't know. It could be something different. Okay. The Lara will say, and then Ilkey Gundogan broke the record, right? Ogundibola Oluwafemi Taye say, who have better season between Arsenal and Manchester United? You all know that it's Arsenal. Forget one Calabar Cup that they won is Arsenal. Odino Rebeleko say Arsenal should just surprise us with Osimhen signing and go too happy. Well, I don't know if Arsenal can pay Osimhen what Osimhen is looking for. I don't know. Odino Rebeleko say with Casado and Rice, Danny Olmo as the icing on the cake. Imagination will kill me. It will really kill you. The last one just say, I don't know why people are blaming him for the second goal. I thought the guy didn't save the ball early. I also don't understand. I think the thing is, once the media, and I used to tell you guys this thing, the people in the boardroom, once they decide, you know what, it is time for this guy to shift. Let's find a way to pin any blame, any problem on him. None of the goals are his fault. The first goal was a beautiful goal. You could beat any goalkeeper. Second goal, that's not a goal you blame a goalkeeper for. But hey, the media wants to kill you. They will blame you for everything. They will even blame you for the goal that your team scored up front or the one they missed. They say, oh, if the goalkeeper had released the ball on time, they would have scored that goal. So it's one of those things that you just look at and say, okay, this one, there's no basis for this at all. Okay. During the Rebel say all the theory analysis, game knowledge on TV won't help him Colobi, the Paris assistant coach job. No, it's not that. I think he's got his coaching badge, he's ready for the job. It'll be good to be an assistant, but I'm just saying assistant to who? You know, because sometimes these are the things that destroys you or make you. There's one argument that I got involved in with somebody the other day, and I said, what I love about Pep Guardiola is Pep Guardiola trains coaches that go on to become head coaches. Some coaches, they don't want to see their subject become head coaches. And as well as saying, they don't produce assistants that become head coaches. Arsene Wenger, the same thing. Some people don't like their subordinate to be successful. Okay, some others want to see their subordinate become challengers and successful, you know, after they leave. You know, it depends on what they are telling them. Some people tell you, oh, you are number 2, you can never be number 1. It depends. Well, I would love to see what happened. Odin Rebeleka says, Gundogan don't wear the Lima mask. Okay, Lord Mayor, I say, boss, what is the difference between striker of the year and Golden Boot award? Striker of the year is just an award that is created to make you feel comfortable not winning the player of the season. That's not an award. That's just a rubbish award to make you feel comfortable that, okay, they are giving striker of the year. They give, so when they don't give you the player of the season, you just feel comfortable that, okay, at least I'm the striker of the year. That's a very foolish award. But hey, I understand the politics around it. The Golden Boot is Golden Boot. You score the most number of goals, highest number of goals, then you are the Golden Boot winner. This was striker of the year. It's a foolish award as far as I'm concerned. It's a consolation, nothing else. Lord Mayor said the Flying Eagles had a good outing. I'm impressed. Timothy Neighbor said, I'm really looking forward to the Remo versus Rivers game today. I expect fireworks. Also enjoyed the touchline drama Eyimba and Remo coaching crew gave us on Saturday. I enjoyed it too. And this girl, what's her name now? Justina and Nefiok just did justice to the pictures she captured in the stadium. This is all of the things that we need in football, you know, the pictures. And I saw one guy turn the picture into something else. He can turn it into a, what's that thing called? He did a graphic design, there's a word for it, wallpaper. Turn it into a wallpaper and it's beautiful. All right. The Larry says latter ends an illustrious career, Champions League or not. Hey, he has done well for the game and himself. And then he said, I felt bad for Nigeria losing the game at the death. It's football, my brother. It can happen anytime. You can lose it at any time, no big deal. Olama to say Harry Kane should go to Madrid because he would win more titles there than in United. Not me say Flying Eagles lost because we didn't have a danger man like a deadly number 9. The latter one you say, honestly, his manner of scoring acrobatic goals is out of this world. I will never forget the bicycle kick goal against England. Yes, against your heart. Lord Mayor says Sevilla goalkeeper is a contender for the African. Like that guy might not even make the podium. We should be contender. Come on, that guy for road. Who should contender? Contend who? The way people are mentioning that guy, just like Bono. Okay, now you go play music. Johnny Gaffar say good morning, Dafe. That under 20 quarterfinal was disappointing. Wasted good chance to get to the semi-finals. I'm telling you, my brother. Not Mayor, I say governor of Lagos State is an Arsenal fan, as he told Don Robbie. And we know he's an Arsenal fan. There's no conversation about that. But the office of the governor is different from Sawolu as a person. So let's not mix the two together. If you want to host him, you should take him to his house and go and do the Arsenal marathon thing. But in the State House, we can have an opinion. If he was hosting him in his house, I don't think I'll have any issue with it. It's a private citizen. But as a governor of the state, I think that that's the more reason why Joel sent that message, and we've got to talk about it. If it was a private family dinner, who get right to get opinion? Okay, the Lion said the first goal was unbelievably too good for me. And I agree with you on that one. But that second one, the sea of legs and everything, say that match was written in the stars. These are the moments when you know what, this is going to happen. It's just like the 99. Man United, there are games I just tell you this is meant to happen. Arsenal versus Man United, semi-finals of the FA Cup, Dennis Beckham missed the penalty. And then Ryan Giggs went on to score that goal of all time, right? Again, semi-finals of the Champions League. Juventus had played a draw, I think, at Old Trafford, and then the return leg. First half, Juventus were already leading 2-0. What else do you want? That game is over. That season, no team had scored more than 1 goal in Turin. Nobody scores 2 goals against Juventus. So the game seemed like it was over. Roy Keane played the best game of his career, of his entire career, in that game against Juventus. Out of nowhere, he scored. I made it 2-1. He created an assist. I think it was Mark Hughes or so. Mark Hughes or David Beckham, one of them. Made it 2-2. And then, is it Mark Hughes or Adiko? Then Adiko was the one that made it 3-2. My memory is fuzzy about this, but the game ended 3-2. I remember very well. And then they went on to win again in the final at the Nou Camp. They were... See, that game, Bayern Munich had everything. Christian Yanka, Kola, everybody had everything to win that game for Bayern, maybe 6-0. But then Manchester United won it. Look at that game yesterday again. You say, wow, Man City, they dominated possession as you always expect them to. But then there were times, there was that chance by Garnacho towards the end of the game to bring the game to 2-2. There was another chance again that could have made it 2-2 or 3-2, depending on what the scoreline was at the time. But just didn't happen. It was written in the stars. Again, now they're going into the finals this next weekend. We'll see what happens. It does look like this is it, okay? And if it happens, it happens. But it will be sad for it not to happen anyway. It will be sad. But fingers crossed, I'm hoping that the treble happens and then they try to do it again, okay? If they win the Community Shield and then they go on to win the European Super Cup, then it's another 6 title for Pep Guardiola like he did with FC Barcelona. But let's keep our fingers crossed and enjoy football as we would always do. The alarm says the first okay, I've read that one. The alarm says Osimhen, I bow. Okay, Osimhen take a bow, somebody's giving it to you. Not me, I prefer Luis Enrique for Napoli job. Well. Mancini is not a bad coach anyway. Demola Ibrahim Abiodun say good morning, boss. Good morning to you. Which would you want to happen? Pep Guardiola at Manchester City winning the treble, or Inter Milan player get injured in the match and Aki Samiro enter and score the Aki Samiro wait for the time. Man City, please win the treble. Yes, Aki Samiro is my key, my guy, but wait for your time. Come on for you. Don't come and put me in the dilemma and be asking me a question. And then he went on and said Italy did not did to Osimhen what Ballon did to Lewandowski by giving him best striker award. Absolutely correct. Lord Mayor, I say this Chelsea owner go allow Poch sign in kind of player. So, well, Poch have never signed any player anywhere he's coached before, apart from Espanyol. So, he would have to work with the players that are available. At Tottenham Hotspur, it was Levy that was signing players. When he went to Paris Saint-Germain, they already signed all the players. He just had to coach. So, he will continue to coach. He's shown himself to be a loyal guy who does not like to trouble the owner. So, maybe he will continue, but I think that Poch will not succeed at Chelsea. That's just my take. They will give him time. He would have time, but I don't think we'll succeed because Chelsea does not look to me like a club that will win the title in the next 5 years. And 5 years is a long time, for somebody to stick his neck out. But then I remember in 2013, I stick my neck out at Manchester United. We're not going to win the title in the next 10 years. People said I was crazy. It's 11 years now. It's the counting. So let's keep our fingers crossed and see what happened with Chelsea. But it's not necessarily. I can't remember Pochettino signing any player. First coach in the history of football to go 2 windows without signing a single player. So it's not a big deal for him. It's something he's used to. He's created that template for people to take him like that. So let's keep our fingers crossed and see him work his magic at the end of the day. Well, we've come to the point where we have to draw the curtain on the show right now. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining me with my Qatar situation and all that. I'm going to jump out of here, go, find a way to get to the stadium and then enjoy beautiful Super 6 football from the Mobolaji Johnson Arena. If you're there, find a way to hook up with me. Let's just say hi to each other and have some fun. While it's time to go, my name still remains in Daffy Matthew. So you love to come in the Elevator on the Spot. It's been the Sports Buffet on Elevator TV Radio. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you've not already subscribed. And remember to also download our mobile application, the Elevator TV Radio app on your radio, and enjoy the very best of what we have to offer, music and sports and everything in between. God bless you and have yourself a wonderful day. Bye-bye.